What if I told you there exists a company so powerful that governments trust the company, and governments run towards the company in the time of crisis, and banks trust the company's technology, and global markets move based on its decisions, and yet nobody knows the full story of this company? This is not a country, not a central bank, or not even the IMF. This is BlackRock, a company that quietly manages more amount of money than the GDP of many nations. So how this company rise to such power? We are going to discuss today in this video. So before BlackRock existed, there was a man who made $1 billion mistake, and his name was Larry Fink. In the 1980s, Larry Fink was a rising star on the Wall Street, but one bad bet caused his firm nearly $100 million. So that failure changed everything. He realized something dangerous about finance. In 1988, with support from Blackstone Group, Larry Fink and his partner Robert launched a new division. Their mission, not just to make money, but to understand risk better than anyone in this world. So this small unit became soon BlackRock. So by 1992, so many disagreements and tensions grew between the two partners, and somehow they just got separated. But why? Different visions, different ambitions, so they split. And BlackRock became totally independent. So now it was no longer a division, it was a mission-driven firm built on one core belief: control risk and control the future. So in 1999, BlackRock went public, and this was a turning point. Why? Because institutions trusted them, capital flowed in, and global expansion became possible. When the 2008 financial crisis came, banks collapsed. Toxic assets were poisoning the systems. So in that case, government and the banks needed a company who can manage toxic assets better. Because at that time the world needed someone who understood the risks. And the BlackRock was the one company who were managing all the toxic asset risks. So then the governments turned to BlackRock, and institutions like Federal Reserve and US Treasury turned to BlackRock and asked the BlackRock to analyze their assets, not to invest, not to trade, but to diagnose the financial system itself. So this gave BlackRock something very priceless, and that was the trust at a very, very highest level. In 2009, BlackRock made its boldest move. It acquired Barclays Global Investors, which got them the biggest thing, that was iShares. So this instantly made BlackRock the largest asset manager on the earth and the kings of ETFs. ETFs allowed everyday investors and institutions to invest in the market. And BlackRock now controlled one of the biggest ETF ecosystem in the world. But BlackRock's true power was not the money, it was the technology. So they built a system called Aladdin. And what was Aladdin? Aladdin was an AI-based technology platform that analyzes markets, that analyzes risks, portfolios, and global exposures. And today, banks, pension firms, and even the governments use their Aladdin software. So throughout 2010, BlackRock expanded worldwide. It advised governments during debt crisis, market instability, and economic shocks. It became deeply integrated into pension funds, central banks, and wealth funds. And so at this stage, BlackRock was just not only managing money, it was helping guide financial decisions at the very highest level. And if we talk about the present, which is the today, so under the leadership of Larry Fink, who is the CEO of BlackRock, BlackRock manages trillions of dollars, more than most national economies. It dominates ETFs, institutional investments, and risk system, and it continues to dominate it. And it continues to influence. So why BlackRock became so powerful? BlackRock didn't rise through hype. Basically, it had trust. It had trust of governments, of banks, of US Treasury, and the Federal Reserve. They had technology leadership, they had technology dominance and leadership. ETF ecosystem, the largest eco ETF system, government trust, ETF dominance, and institutional focus. So while others chased profits, BlackRock chased stability and technology.